Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program with me, your friend Trickman01. As you can see, we are with Bob Kerman. We are already on the launch pad, and we are going to send Bob straight to the moon. Now, how are we going to do this, you ask? Well, we got the Mooner lander on top, got some sciencey stuff there, got some sciencey stuff there. Plan on keeping all the science together. Bob may or may not return from the moon, that's a whole nother discussion. But let's go ahead and get him started. So in 3, 2, 1, blast off. So the first stage, we have solid rocket boosters with all with control rings on top, so we'll fly straight and true indeed. He seems pretty happy with it. Well, actually, he seems quite terrified at the moment. But these are going to take us up a lot of the way, and then once we get these empty, the next stage will take over where there's 6 rockets firing at once. And then once these outer rockets run out of fuel, we'll have these inner rockets firing. And then at that point, we will be down to just the lander, which we may have to use to make the final maneuvers to the moon, but that's fine. Plenty of fuel to do it. So let's get ready. The solid rocket boosters run out now. We're on our second stage. We are getting into orbit slowly but surely. You can see our apoapsis is about 13,000 right now. Pull up our resources. 20,000. 21,000 or so. Here in just a few moments, we will have to let go of this second stage, and part of the second stage includes this. I guess this is the second and a half, third stage. I'm not sure exactly how you would define that. Oop, there's our apoapsis, and right about there, we can go ahead and cut it. And at this point, we will maneuver our way into orbit. That might be a little too much. Let's add the maneuver here, I guess. Get rid of this one. Nope. It's not going to work either. Burn. Okay, let's start with that. And then we can circularize it. So our burn is supposedly 1 minute 34 seconds. Our node will start relatively soon, so we need to turn over towards the target very rapidly. Start to slow down, and that's just about perfect because we start our burn now. And this should get us into orbit if we can stay on our mark. We're doing a pretty good job so far. We'll have you in orbit in no time. Bob, I think you're Bob. Yeah, you're Bob. I knew it was either Bob or Bill. And we may even have a little bit of fuel left from this stage. Maybe not. Alright, that's okay. So let's just go ahead and get rid of that stage. And once we get to our apoapsis, we'll go ahead and round out the periapsis to be about the same height. But we won't do that until we get there, so let's go ahead and get rid of this maneuver altogether. And we'll fast forward now to get just a little bit farther. And I think we can do this without a maneuver pretty well. Alright, so let's go ahead and point towards our prograde, and we'll just do a little bit of firing and it should go a long way. on our periapsis, because I want to reserve as much fuel as I can for our lunar landing. Any second now, our periapsis will be popping up on the dark side of Kerbal. Excuse me. Any second now. Any second now. Don't make me look foolish. Alright, there it is. There's our periapsis, and we'll just watch that get to about... Let's do about 100,000, I guess. That should be plenty. We may even just leave it at about 70,000 and hope for the best. Well, we really want to try to circularize the orbit because it makes it easier to encounter the moon that way, so about 190. I think we can live with about 190. Maybe. Yeah, we should be okay. We're doing okay on fuel. Let's give it a little bit more oomph, I guess. Yeah, that's... Now we're cooking with rocket fuel. And our apoapsis has stayed pretty steady, which is good. And... right there. Whew. My hand missed the key for a second. Alright, so real quick off camera, I am going to plan our lunar encounter, and I will see everybody then. Hello and welcome back. Not sure why I said hello, but anyways, I think we've gotten our trajectory in place. You can see here we have the moon. It's got a periapsis of only 641 kilometers. So I think that's what we're going to go for. The burn is only estimated to be, whoa, that's a lot. Well, yeah, it's going to be a longer burn than that. Huh. But I think this is what we need to go for. So we will at least get into a lovely, lovely lunar encounter. And since we have our science thingy, we should be able to, let's turn off SAS so it doesn't ruin our plans. I'm not sure if we have 2 minutes worth of burn, but if we get into a nice lunar encounter, we should be able to... Oh, missed our node. We missed our node. Let's see if we can still do it. It may have actually turned out even for the... Turn on SAS now. It may have even turned out for the better, hopefully. Possibly not. Time will tell for sure. Actually, we're doing better on fuel than I imagined we would be. And we stop RCS so we can do little maneuvers after the fact. Got about 18 seconds more of burn. And hopefully we'll fall into... Slow down. That way we can watch our approach. Let's see... Keep burning, I suppose, because I really like this approach because we'll go on the outside of the moon, so we'll be able to get into a nice circular orbit, I think. At this point, let's go ahead and delete that maneuver. The game can't decide whether that's a lunar encounter or not, but I think if we burn just a little bit more, it'll make up its mind. At that point, we're crashing straight into the moon. Come on, game. And as soon as we see a periapsis... Okay, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. I knew we could do it. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. Alright, so we're going to quick save there. I'm going to get closer to the moon. and then I'm going to decide what approach we take. So I will see everybody at the moon. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bob real quick to see how he's handling all of this. Looks pretty happy. But when we come back, that little ball right there will be big in our face. It'll be a giant moon right in our faces. And Bob Kerman can't wait, so we will see everybody when we get to the moon. Alright guys, welcome back. You can see we are pretty close to the moon at this point. We're only 18,000 kilometers off of it. There's, ooh, that's beautiful. There's Kerbal there. There's the sun, obviously. We only have a 16-second burn to get into orbit. Right now we're still actually, it looks like we're in orbit from where we are. But if you look at the map, we're actually just a little bit above. We're still in basically Kerbal moon escape, and then I believe eventually Kerbal escape. But as soon as we hit 8 seconds, our estimated burn is 16 seconds. Let's test that. Okay, it's going to be a little bit longer. So at about 21 seconds, T-minus 21 seconds, we will go ahead and burn. And that should put us in easy orbit around the moon. And then we can start doing some science. And we may have enough juice to land on the moon. I'm not 100% sure. All right, let's keep track here in 3, 2, 1, burn. Tough to tell on the fuel. Not sure, not 100% sure we'll have enough to land. That was the goal. All right, so we are in orbit. And we are in a beautiful, beautiful orbit around the moon. Nice slow periapsis. Pretty high apoapsis, but it's an orbit nonetheless. So I think from here we should be able to get some nice science from low orbit over the moon. So let's find out. Let's take a crew report. You look at the surface of the moon and try to find a good landing space. The inside of the craters might be the best option. Let's go ahead and transmit that. Alright, so we got 15 science back on Kerbal. And I think we can also do an EVA from right here. You've recorded your observations about the situation. We have indeed. So we will go ahead and board. Like so. And we'll find our antenna thingy and we'll transmit that data as well. That's another 24 science. Let's see how much science we can get from our materials bay. 75 if we can recover it, and only 15 if we can transmit it. So let's keep it for the time being, and instead of maybe trying to land on the moon, we might go back to Kerbal so we can keep that 75 science and get better equipment so we can have a better lunar landing in the future. I'm wondering how difficult that would be at this point. Maybe I shouldn't have even gone into orbit. But how much fuel did we have left? I really want that 75 science is the thing. Oh. Let's observe some mystery. Ooh, and there's another 30 science for the taking. But only 9 if we transmit it. So let me do some stuff off camera real quick, guys, and I will come back to you with my final decision. Alright guys, we are back, and here is what I decided to do. We're going to go ahead and burn back towards Kerbal this time. That way we can keep all of that beautiful, beautiful science that we just got. But I will be back, so, and we actually have a nice, beautiful burn right here. I've already done a test burn to confirm this time as well. We'll get within 26,000 meters, or we'll get within 27,000 meters of Kerbal. That'll make a wonderful aero brake for us, and that should help us land on the, if it doesn't help us land on that go around, for sure the next one. So let's go ahead and set up that burn real quick, and we will get started. Hit the wrong button there for a second. We need to go a little bit faster, guys. Let's keep an eye on the moon as we get farther away. Sorry, moon. We wanted to land on you. It's just not meant to be this time. Oh, there's a nice little sunrise over Kerbin. Let's turn a little bit away from the sun. And if this works as wonderfully as I want it to, it should be... Bob Kerman is the first Kerbal to successfully orbit the moon. And he may also be our first Kerbin to have a successful space mission and return to Kerbin. Go a little bit faster, I guess. And then when we get below an hour, we'll slow it down enough to where we can get ourselves in position and ready. And our burn should start about 11 or 12 seconds out. So we still have plenty of time for that. And if I had an extra seat, I might even stop to rescue one of the other guys along the way. But I don't. Actually, I was looking at it while I'm thinking about it, and Jebediah here is actually, we're all going one way around Kerbin, and Jeb's all actually going the other way. Can't remember which way we're going, which way he's going. But so I'm thinking the way we're going to have to rescue him is we're going to have to land on one of these other planets and then burn to the far side of Kerbin, or the near side, depending on which way he's going, so that we can be orbiting the same way as him. Either way, it's all good for me. So our burn is about 7 minutes away. So let's warp up time a little bit. Just wanted to give an update on our plans to rescue Jeb. 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go ahead and slow down time right there. We can pass by a minute, no problem. Let's go a little bit faster though. Right, and right there. So T minus 4, 3, 2, 1, burn. Let's look at it from here. I like doing that way a little bit better. Alright, so that should be right about there. That's what we wanted. So that worked out beautifully indeed. So here's what's actually happening here. We are going to burn prograde to the moon, which is actually retrograde to Kerbin as well. Because I believe we're going this way. So in our lunar orbit we're burning prograde, but in our Kerbin orbit we're burning retrograde, and that's why this works out so beautifully. You can see our Kerbin periapsis is about 27 kilometers. Let's turn off SAS for the time being. So we should aero brake pretty well, if not completely, and we can actually probably deploy our chutes at 30,000 feet, maybe not. But I will see everybody in just a second after the flip. Alright, welcome back. We are about 1,800 kilometers above Kerbin. You can see we've gone ahead and got rid of the two side thingies. I'm going to try to keep the materials bay when we land on Kerbin. Not sure how well that's going to work. But like I said, we're about 1,800 kilometers above Kerbin. We should be coming in on the bright side. Hopefully, we'll be able to land during this orbit. Let's take a look at our stuff and see how well that's working. Our able axis is coming down, just not very rapidly. But that should change once we get below 30,000 meters, for sure. Now it's coming down quite quickly. And it looks like we'll be coming in for a landing. Let's go back to ×1 speed. Lost my place on the keyboard. Let's turn retrograde. SAS can be on, I guess. Yeah, so we are definitely coming in for a landing thanks to aero braking. And hopefully this ship, the way it is, will land with the parachutes. If not, we may have to disable the Science Junior. And I'm hoping that doesn't mean we lose the data. It's the only thing. Review data. Keep it. Let's continue to face this way. And we are now coming in, so let's go ahead. Whoops. Not what I meant to do. Hopefully we'll get to keep that data. If not, well, that really sucks. Oh well. These things happen, I suppose. Let's keep an eye on our parachute now. And we are coming in slowly but surely. Science Junior went bye-bye. Oh, nope, he's still moving. I guess we'll see what happens. That'll also give us a good idea of when we're going to hit the ground, as will landing lights. And yeah. So we should be able to fast forward from here. I still don't see my lights. But we should be in the ground here in just a second. Hopefully things won't blow up. Like that. Oh well, we kept at least one of our mystery goo containment units. Let's observe the other one. Oh, and we get some science from that. And we'll recover this vessel. Now I know I need to put more parachutes on it. We still got 46 science. We did not get our mystery or our Science Junior theta, but that should give us enough to unlock a few more things so we can make it a little bit easier on ourselves. Heavy rocketry, that makes a good lander. What else do we got? We got this thing, advanced construction. Got some Rockomax adapters, detachment manifolds. Not really super interested in the aerodynamics stuff. Don't plan on making any space planes, really. This could be useful. This stuff, this mobile processing lab, I think could help us out. Yeah, I actually think it will, because I think with this you can actually do the science and then take it back with you, regardless of whether or not you keep the original things that were in it. So we have enough to research one thing, I'm going to go ahead and choose this, just because of that. And we can also get our 2 hot thermometer, which will give us more science and help us be able to spend stuff on things. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. I'm not sure how long it is. It should be pretty good length, I think. It was a little bit different, I know, but thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you like this video. And this is Friendtrick Man 01. I will see everybody next time. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.